Hello everyone. My name is Jay, if you haven't seen my videos before. I am a transgender man from Nova Scotia, Canada, and today is Transgender Day of Visibility. So I'm making a video and being visible and here and proud, and I'm going to answer some questions. Over the last few days and weeks, I've been asking people to, if they have any questions. Generally, I'm an open book. If you have a question about me or what it's like to transition in my personal experience, I can answer those questions. But as a disclaimer, please remember that my experience is not every transgender person's experience. This is going to be from my perspective, growing up female in rural Nova Scotia and figuring out that I am not actually female, I am male, and pursuing, medical treatment to help me with that. So, anywho, without further ado, I've laid out some of the questions that I've gotten, so I'm going to reference some notes here. And I'm not going to get to all the questions that I got, so I'm going to have to make another video, so please comment in the video or wherever I post this. I'll hopefully get them and answer them in the next one. So, here we go. Question number one was from someone I know, and they said, so you've been on testosterone, on T, for 3 years now. How has this affected your mood and your monthly cycle? Well, everyone's different in that. So coming from a trans man experience, someone who is going from female to male, although there's lots of identities in between and all around. But from my experience, testosterone will remove that monthly cycle eventually. Some people who start, when they start younger, like in their teens, maybe avoiding their first puberty, it can actually get rid of it a lot faster. I'm 32, and when I started testosterone 3 years ago, it took a long time, and sometimes I still get it. So it's, for me, it's also has to do with your genes and your not your genes, but your genes, and and everyone's different. So some people will start growing hair sooner than others, or lose their monthly cycle sooner than others, or whatever. So, but yeah, I still get mine sometimes. Unfortunately, it makes me really dysphoric, which is basically, it's kind of dysphoria is like depression, but it's different. It's just something that you can't control. It's a feeling that punches you in the stomach and the face at the same time. It feels like in these moments that make you feel like not yourself. If that can explain anything. My mood is so much better, and that I hear mostly from other people telling me that they see me as a happier person. I am. I'm so much more happy. My mood is a lot better because people see me for who I am now. I can successfully show that to society. Not that anyone should have to be forced to appease society to be respected for their identity, but anyways, the way that I live, it's worked out that way, and it makes me very happy to be respected as male in society. So it's helped my mood. Also, the chemistry that happens when you put the right hormone for your body in your body, it really helps your brain click. I used to get really emotional and argumentative, and I wouldn't really understand why all of the time, but like why I would get angry or upset at things. But a lot of the times I realize now, whatever situation was making me upset, like that situation wasn't actually making me upset all the time. It was how my body was reacting to the situation. I would get upset at my own reaction. And I've talked about that little in previous videos if you want to look back. But it's really, really helped me just process things. If something makes me angry, now I'm able to think about that. Think about why it makes me angry, talk about it, discuss it with somebody, and then move past it. Whereas I think a lot of things got stuck like a whole bunch of water at a dam, and it would just build up and then explode. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Sorry if I'm moving a little fast through these. I have quite a few to get through. But if you want me to elaborate on anything, just comment and I'll do that. Number two, what is the difference between being on the gender spectrum versus shifting gender roles or being gender fluid? So to elaborate, this person sent me that they grew up socialized male but felt out of place as a guy because he liked school, he didn't like sports, he didn't feel sex crazed. And still now as an adult, he would rather bake than build. An active child care provider who tears up at movies, basically feels like he occupies a space uh, that is not, typical for men. But he doesn't think of himself as anything other than male. Well, that's exactly right. You don't have to think of yourself as a woman to like to bake or anything like that. If we've learned anything over the past few years as a society, or hopefully we're learning, is that it's okay to be a boy and like pink. It's okay to be feminine and still identify as male. That is okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. So when you're saying, what's the difference between being on the gender spectrum? Well, first of all, we're all on the gender spectrum. When we're all, what does RuPaul say? We're all born naked and the rest is drag, right? We're all naked, and then however we dress every day, that's the gender we're putting on, really, isn't it? How we like to portray ourselves to society, that's the gender we're taking on. So we all do that every day. It's just that some of us don't think about it all the time. And to that extent, transgender people think about it all the time because we have to. We're confronted with it all the time. So, very interesting. So that's being on the gender spectrum. We all are. How that's different from gender roles. Well, that's just how we portray ourselves, right? I like to build more than I like to bake, but that's just me. I also like to cook, right? So I don't know. It's who we are and what we like are two different things. We're all on the gender spectrum. We all identify some way, whether it's genderless, gender fluid, male, female, whatever. We all identify a certain way, and then we can all also like whatever the heck we want to like, because we're all individuals, right? Hopefully that answers your question. Number 3, at what age did you start questioning your gender? This is from a friend of mine who's a parent, and their child is starting to use some language maybe that they would like to explore their gender and maybe try something else. Well, I started questioning my gender truthfully around the age of 4 or 5. If I'm being honest, that's really when I would, and my mom and my dad, my brother could probably, and my friends who I've known forever, can certainly support that, the way I dressed, the way that I behaved. And it's not about liking trucks and dirt, it's about expression. It's about language, right? I really wanted to express that I felt I was a boy, hopefully that's clear enough. So anyway, 4 or 5, to answer your question. And the next question, at what point, this is interesting too, and I wanted to address this because I was asked, at what point will you consider your transition complete? Much like people sometimes, unfortunately, use transgendered, which is not a word, it's much like using the word old. You can't be olded. So transgender is just something that it's a part of me. It's who I am. So really, no one's transition is ever complete. I am who I am. But I understand what you're saying. At what point will I be satisfied? Will I not want any more changes or something like that? Well, first of all, testosterone will continue to change me. So this hormone will, it'll even out at some point. But it's been changing me, so it will continue to do that. For me, I won't feel like I can be settled and totally happy until I have top surgery. I do want bottom surgery. There's a number of different types, so there's a lot of research and a lot of time. So as you know, I run my own business, so I don't have a whole lot of time to take weeks off for surgery. Top surgery, thankfully, the procedure that I'll be getting is only about a day or two recovery. So I'll be able to get back to the shop pretty quickly for that. But I don't think we ever really finish transitioning. It's a lifelong journey, just like living as a human being is a lifelong journey. I'll finish transitioning on that day that I leave the earth, I suppose. Yeah, mine is, just my experience. So some people would say that you always, it's a continuing journey, you never finish. I feel like I'm going to be happy when I can finally go to the beach and take my shirt off and have the kind of summer at the beach I always wanted. That would be I would be happy with that. If I could have some sideburns, that'd be great. But these are just first world problems, I think. But I do have to say, my experiences. A lot of the times I'll say, but I don't have it as bad as other people. And thanks to my girlfriend for helping me validate my own experiences. The things that I've gone through have been pretty tough to get where I am today. Even though I occupy, a male-presenting white space, it's still important to get myself out there, to be visible, and to let people know that it's okay to have questions. And to my trans brothers and sisters today, I see you, I celebrate you. I also want to specifically thank all of the trans guys on YouTube who put videos out there, because that's how I found out about the term transgender, and that's how I found out a lot of information I needed to know. So thank you to everyone who makes videos. This is why I do it. I'm hoping to help people, and hopefully I've helped you a little bit today. And I guess we'll see you in the next video. See you later. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.